Now that you've connected your iPad or Android device to your FlightScope unit, you're almost ready to start hitting some balls. First, you have to place the FlightScope roughly 9 feet behind you and align the unit down the fairway. Press the power button. The unit will now automatically adjust itself with its built-in self-leveling feet. Now we are ready to launch the Xi Plus app. First, connect your iPad to the internet, then access the App Store and search for either the Xi Skills app or the Xi Plus app. Once your app is downloaded, make sure that your iPad is not connected to your radar. You will then launch the app, which will install the latest firmware on your radar. Once this installation is started, don't interrupt the process until it's done. Then you have to go in and create an account for yourself, if you haven't already created one. Click here on the Create Account button. Since these fields are all self-explaining, I'm going to fast forward through this step. Once you've logged in, the next thing to do is go and configure your app according to your playing conditions. To do this, you click on the 3 horizontal stripes here. There are 5 different menu options. Account settings is where you can go and update any personal information such as handicap, photos, etc. View options is where you can configure your unit for how you want information to be displayed, for example, either metric or imperial. Ensure that measured data is on. XI sensor settings is quite important. This is where you set your radar's mode. Indoor is from when you are hitting all your shots indoors and the ball will hit a net approximately 13 feet. Long indoor is when you're hitting shots either indoors or outdoors, but the ball will hit a net at some point, even if it's at 40 yards. Outdoors for when you're hitting all your shots outside and the radar can track the entire flight of the ball. The remaining fields are all self-explaining. Environment settings are also self-explaining. Keep in mind that surface type will impact estimated roll. Let's take a quick look at the home screen of the Xi Plus app. There are basically 4 menu options to choose from. You can start a session, review a session, create or edit your golf bag, and finally, you can find or create players. Let's get right down to business and jump into start a session. A new session will always start with the default bag. If you've created your own custom bag, then you have options here to change clubs by selecting your specific bag. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to stick with the default bag and play my driver. All you do now is click on the Start a Session button. Here you can see who the player is and what type of club he'll be hitting. I'm going to go ahead and hit a couple of shots now. As soon as you hit your shot, the radar starts to track various club and ball data parameters. Here you can see real time how the ball is being tracked. Everything you need to know about your shot is displayed on this screen. In the bottom here you can scroll through all the club and ball data. If you need to focus on a specific set of data parameters, you can group them together by just holding down your finger on the icon until it enlarges slightly. Now you can move it left or right. As with all FlightScope apps, you have the ability to change your viewpoint by dragging your finger over the screen. In the bottom right corner, you can scroll through your various shots for the current session. You can even pull out the most important parameters and place them here on the right for easy viewing by double-clicking on the icon. Even in this list, you have the ability to order the data parameters by pressing down on the button until it enlarges, and then you just move it up or down. To remove a button from this list, just swipe to the right. On the top of the screen, there are 5 different menu options to choose from. We're currently in the trajectory view. Next to the trajectory view, there is the grouping screen that shows both distance and lateral deviation. Next are 2D views of your club showing your various club and ball data such as angle of attack, spin loft, horizontal launch angle, and spin axis. The last 2 screens in the series are the speed profile and acceleration profile screens. The next menu item is the shot table where you can view all the data at a glance. Here you can even delete stray shots by tapping the edit button, selecting the shot to be deleted, and then press delete. This is currently showing the detailed view. You can switch to summary view by clicking here. This will summarize all your data by club, by ball, and by player. The very last menu item at the top is the driver optimizer. You can adjust your smash, vertical launch, and backspin to see what impact it would have on your shot. If you have any questions regarding the use of the Xi Plus app, please contact your local FlightScope support team.